So after you click on the VI Airlink Ameliores, you're bringing up the login screen. All right, so we're in there. Everything's fine. I did set up the passenger weights last night, I guess, to show entering the actual weight of the passenger. So the actual weight is required. So if I cancel this now and try to edit the passenger, edit, save, select. Okay, so there's the calculation for now. All right, so the actual weight got to be put in there. Okay, close. All right, so now, yeah, so where did we left off with making the booking, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Do that in the past. Did I get the itinerary done at default? Yep, so.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. All right, so back to where we left off with making the booking. We will all right, so we'll start with just kind of recapping on the booking process. So I'll bring up one of the bookings we made last day. Again, if you want to look at a range of bookings, you can click Advanced Search here. I'll just go back to Monday and do a quick search, looking for bookings. So there's a list of all the bookings we've made in the past few days, mostly Tuesday's bookings. So I'll start with this booking here. All right, so one segment has been cancelled. This is fine. So if we were to take this file and try to check it in here now, go to check in. Yes, I'll make a payment. And I did get the credit cards fired up since we last spoke. All right, so you can see how the credit card is working there now. I had to reset the settings there. It was actually connected to the live ones. So because this passenger didn't put in weight at the time of making his booking, he needs to put in his actual weight there now to check in. So you're collecting the actual weight, so we're putting in 205, assuming. Save. You should put in your actual weight. You know, passenger checks in, apply the baggage. 844, and save. All right, so there's our baggage. And most of these passengers won't have a weight, I don't think. Checking in at 85. So did you find out what APIS information you need to collect?
You mean for the US side?
Yes.
I think there's a format on the Excel side which I didn't check.
Okay.
There's a format that they follow on the APIS.
so that sounds like the exact format report that we did before. All right, I'll put that in there as well. So yeah, so once you have everybody checked in, everybody is boarded, you'll bring up your print manifest. If you put in your weight, you know, for fuel, if you have any cargo, you can add that in as well. So you can see the fuel weight, and then the passenger weight calculates the total based on the weights that were entered exactly, right? So it's no longer just an average setup. So is there enough information on this flight manifest for you to print off to use as like a record of passengers traveling on the flight?
Yes, it is.
That's fine, okay.
There's a some sort of what do you call it? Like some string that came up on the APIS that when I checked them just now, I mean, you guys are the technical guys, so you'll probably just be able to figure out what it is. That I guess it gives a format.
Yeah, it's usually just an Excel type format. Here's the APIS report. So you pick the airport, like EIA, NGD, and you would pick November 1st. And so you can see there's nothing collected, it's all blank, but this can be put right into a CSV file, and that can be used to put into the secure flight program at that point. Okay, so we can turn it on and collect it. So do you need to collect it for all passengers traveling?
Yes, you need it for all passengers traveling.
Okay, so all passengers traveling.
Well, just for the U.S. airports, like St. Thomas.
Okay, so it's just St. Thomas?
Yeah, and then Antigua does APIS, which would be the CARICOM format.
Okay, so the title last name.
I'm not too sure if they're the same.
For CARICOM, we will collect the passenger information. The file may or may not pull right into the CARICOM format. It should, but I'm not 100% certain. You need the redress number collected if they have one?
That one I don't know.
Okay, I'll leave those off. And this is for St. Thomas. Document expiry, city, country, date. All right, close. So any booking in or out of St. Thomas now will be flagged as requiring APIS. Do we have any schedules for St. Thomas? We don't. We only have, yeah. Okay. Right. So continuing on, we'll sketch right on along, and looking at where we left off. So before I move, is there any questions at all around the reservation process? Because I want to bring up the check-in process there now.
No, I don't have any questions for the reservation.
No, okay, all right. For the check-in process, so to get the check-in, you're going operations, check-in. The flight date will always default to today's date, so we'll bring up November 1, and we'll try Inagata. So again, we just brought up the flight that we just went through to show the weight entry. So I'll remove everybody from the flight. All right, so when you get in here, again, you'll have your flight list as the passengers are booked on there. You'll have the confirmed count, and anybody that's waitlisted will be blue and white. You'll have your passenger weight, total passenger weight here so far, 835, and any pieces of baggage count. So you'll have a summary total running here all the time. As I mentioned the other day, you can print off a load summary, which will bring up what your planned load would be. If you look at it to the right, the left will be the actual. So depending on when it's printed, you would have, you may or may not have numbers to the left, but you'll always have your numbers to the right based on the number booked on the flight. The print manifest is the final copy, so once everybody is checked in and boarded, this will be empty until passengers are boarded, just to show you there's no names that populate here. Flight notes is where you can make some notes on a flight, so anything in particular that may pertain to the flight that you want to store for retrieval later, you can just make it in there. It's free flow notes. Baggage handling, you can use this screen just to get a list of baggage items that are on the flight, so like sort of like a baggage load sheet. You can use the process down here to load and unload the bags. So load it just means that it was put on in, it was loaded in this airport. That means it would have to be unloaded when it would get to NGD. Unload it means it's arrived. Removing it means you're taking the bag off of the flight completely, so the passenger chooses not to take the bag with them. As well, you can reroute a bag from here. So if somebody is going on this flight, but there's no room for the baggage, you can actually put it on a different flight for them by clicking Add Routing, and same flight date, departing from, and I got it. Oh, yeah. And it gives you a list of the flight numbers that are available for that day. We only have the one flight right now, so you would only be able to put it back on 8051. But again, at the same time, right? So we'll delete it. So printing it does exactly what it does. It prints off a load sheet of the baggage for all items on the flight, and we can close out. So coming down,
before baggage reconciliation.
You would use that for baggage reconciliation, because when you bring it up, all of the barcode numbers, so the baggage tag, the actual number for the tag that's generated when you go to make the baggage tag or add the piece of luggage, it will all be saved and stored there, right? So you'll be able to have a reconciliation. You can verify that against your baggage tags when you print them off, your sheet, your items. Okay. So the baggage has arrived. So again, the check-in process, it's pretty straightforward. The buttons on the right-hand side of the screen that are in line with the actual passenger grid are the check-in functions. As I mentioned the other day, if you scroll across here, you'll see numerous columns going across. Passport information, if it's collected, everything will be stored right here for the customers. You can hide columns that you're not using. So in this case, you're not using ID1, ID2. Those are two optional columns. Like if you needed to collect some sort of information that's not already part of the passenger profile, you have the ability to customize two fields and to rename them and kind of collect information in those two, and they're both searchable fields. E-ticket number. All of the APIS fields are here, but they're hidden as well, so you can turn on some additional ones here, like APIS entered, unhide, and title, and put passport number there. As I scroll across here, you'll see that APIS is not entered and it's not required. So if this was a St. Thomas flight, it would actually be red and it would say why APIS required and if it's entered or not. And if you need to actually load the APIS results automatically, they will show here, like you would actually get a response back from TSA that if it's valid or not, and that will actually preload here, or CARICOM as well. You get the APIS result test there. At the top of the screen, like I said, there's some filter options, so you can hide certain types of reservations. You can hide people who are boarded, not checked in, or checked in. Boarding mode takes the screen down to a more simplified version. So I'm not sure, but at your airports, do you have an actual boarding gate? Like probably in St. Thomas or Antigua, there's an actual boarding gate separate from the check-in gate. Am I right?
In Antigua, yes.
Yes. Okay. So At the boarding gate, they can actually flip to boarding mode, and then they only have the functions to in-plane people or deplane people and not check them in. Like they can't access charges or itinerary at that point. There's really no need to probably have to do that. If everybody is checked in, or if everybody shows up, say you have a group of passengers who are traveling together, and they all show up and they've already entered their passenger weight online when they were making their booking. If you hold down Control-Shift here, the check-in button turns to a check-in all button. So it processes all of the confirmed passengers that are paid to be checked in. So then you can just print their boarding cards. All right, everybody has a boarding pass. So then in boarding mode, they've gone through. You can in-plane everybody as you pass them through, right? So it's just an in-plane function really that you're looking at, in-plane, deplane for whatever reason, in-plane. So once everybody is in-planed, everybody is boarded, you can close your flight. The only thing with boarding mode, and it may not be, it's more for, we tend to see it being used more in the larger type airports. I would say probably 90% of our customers don't bother with using boarding mode. They just keep the same check-in screen for both areas of the airport operation. So if you want me to turn off that boarding mode switch, I can remove that completely and just have everything operated from one screen. It's up to you guys, really. Other than that, once everybody is boarded, you're closing your flight. Would you like to cancel all no-show passengers as well? Yes, you're going to want to cancel your no-shows because at that point you want to collect your no-show rate, right? Collect the money and make sure there's no credit. At what time do you close the check-in? Like how late before or how long before the flight departs will you accept people to check in?
In the bigger airports is an hour.
It's 1 hour, so everything is closed 1 hour.
Mm.
Okay, and other than that, it's right up till probably five minutes or so before the flight departs.
Well, I usually say, well, like for all domestic flights, it's usually around 15 minutes.
Okay, all right, so, all right, perfect, sounds good. All right. So do you classify anything different for your domestic routes over your routes, say, that are going to St. Thomas or Antigua? Is there like in regards to the penalty fees or anything like that, is everything charged the same? Like it doesn't matter where you're, like if you're traveling to St. Thomas, it's the same name change fee as would be if you're traveling to Anegada?
I think Anegada is less.
It's less?
Yes.
Okay, because right now everything is set the same, so I'd need to know, we need to know which ones will be, turn on, yeah. So do you have a list of those? Do you know if a list of those was sent to?
The name change fee, what is it set to $25 or $50? I think a barely see.
$50.
So the name change fee is $50 right now.
And that's for international, so it'll be half of that. I wouldn't believe for local.
Okay.
And got a first order.
So it's for domestic flights, it's less, right? It's
yeah.
Okay. All right. So we can. So if we go back to cancellation modification charges, I'll have to turn on route types. So back into fare setup here, you have route types. So you would have to actually set the route type then for the change fees to be set properly. So to set the route type, you have domestic and you would have international. I'm assuming St. Thomas is considered international, right?
Yeah, that's international.
Okay. So what you do is you double click on the route type column here in the charges or in the fare setup screen. and you would set St. Thomas as international, and the same thing for St. Thomas here, international. What that does, it'll allow you to trigger different charge types, one for domestic, one for international. Different fees, so security fee, yeah, okay, so we'll, alright, so I have that set over here, let me log this off, log it back in.
Why did you log off and log back in?
Because I had to change a setting for to bring up the route types on the cancellation charges. That's right, so here we go. See how you see this domestic route type at the bottom here?
Yes.
Okay, so the name change here for $50 is for domestic, and so we're going to change this. So domestic is 25 and international is 50, right? So to do that, you set the static rate, so that's done for name change. So we'll change all of those. And then if you change the display down here to international, you'll see how it changes to $50, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the same thing for change fees. Are change fees done on a domestic and international rate? So is it $50 for domestic if it's 100 for international?
Yes.
Yes.
Do that at 50%.
Okay. Right, so save. Okay, that one stays at 100% because it's inside of 2 hours. $25. What? That's 50. Okay. All right. So as long as you know that to look at the different fees, you just change the display here. You'll see that route type is international. They flip to the $50 amount, and they do domestic. They go back. They cut in half, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's those. So the next thing is actually managing your flights and flight schedules for a day. So to manage your flight schedules, we're going to go out to November. So everything happens at the flight schedule. This is your flight schedule for the entire month. So if we look at the first 2 days of the month, let's say, of November, you have the following 4 flights. So on a day of basis here, you're looking at November 1. So if you want to track your flight times, you can totally track your departures and arrivals here. It's up to you. It's an optional piece. You know, if you want to track on-time performance, I know the other day you mentioned that it's not really tracked like delays and on-time performance right now.
Yes.
All right. So to make a time change to a flight, obviously you're going to need to make the time change and have it updated. So if you know you're going to change a flight time by an hour here, you're coming in to flight scheduling. You bring back the day you want. So for November 1st, we're going to change the departure on this one by a half an hour. Changing the time will change your time on the website as well. So that allows your customers to see the new departure time, new arrival time. So normally right now, how do you handle schedule changes? Do you kind of just wait till the day of, or do you change schedules in advance sometimes?
Well, actually, we've been keeping it straight, and we've been discussing actually a seasonal change, especially with our Antigua flight.
Okay, all right. So that's something we can do as well. So let's look at this one for a schedule change. Let's say you want to do a 1-day schedule change. In this case, like out of beef to Anegada, you just update your times, 8:30 and 8:45. It breaks the route link, and what that means is now it differs from the master schedule that it was created from when we did it on Tuesday. So save. Changing a flight schedule will also start to generate alerts if there's passengers on the flight, And what alerts are is alerts are cues that say, hey, my flight is now leaving at a different time. The passengers need to be notified. So obviously if you're changing 8031 by a half an hour, you're going to have to change the return by a half an hour because it's the same aircraft. So one of these flights definitely has passengers on them. Yeah, so here we have a flight schedule change for 8051. So to get to alerts, you can double click on the alerts down here at the bottom. There'll be a counter that'll show there's affected passengers. Or you can go to operations, F11 alerts. So you can push the F11 key, operations alerts, or double click on the word alerts in the lower right corner. Anyway, it'll bring up the alerts screen. Bringing it up, you see you have flight date of November 1st, flight number 8051. There's a flight change. The reason is the flight schedule has changed. In the description at the bottom, you'll see that the flight time changed from 8:35 to 8:35 to 9:05, and then the arrival 8:50 to 9:25. It's telling you that you have 4 reservations on here, so if we jump in to view them, all 4 of these reservations tells you how they were booked, and that these passengers, if it happened in advance, these passengers would need to be notified of the time change. So we can go directly to one of the reservations from here. You can see that the time is automatically updated on the file here. So the new time is now displaying. So for this one, all you would really need to do is send the passenger an itinerary stating that their flight time has changed, right? So if you add a note in here saying, please be advised of the new departure time, and send the itinerary, they'll get the message with the message, yeah, with the through the email. They get the message showing the new departure time, and they'll take a look and see that their flight schedule has changed. Okay. So back to schedule. So with this one here, we made a schedule. So we had it going from obviously November to March. So for Antigua, you were saying you wanted to run 2 different schedules, like a seasonal type schedule?
Yes, in a slow season, we're actually going to plan to make the flights earlier.
Okay.
For the departure out of Antigua.
Okay. All right. So
actually make everything earlier. Actually.
Okay. So right now? What time are you flying to Antigua, and what's the flight number?
It's 205, and the flight number is. The flight number is 8461.
461. So let's put it out to March and it flies every day?
Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, so Friday and Saturday. And it leaves beef for Antigua at 2:05?
Yes.
All right, and the flight time?
Flight time is down as 1 hour and 15 minutes. So, let me put this in.
1920. All right, so let's save this for a second here. We'll build your schedule out. All right, so you have 43 flights between November 1st and March 31st for the flight to Antigua. So what you would need to do, let's say, when is the slow season for this?
Well, we're trying to line it up with when it changes for Virgin and British Airways.
Oh, okay.
When they change, so we have to look at the data of when they plan to change their schedule back.
Let's say they change it in, okay, let's just pick for training purposes. Let's pick January as the slow season, okay? So you've already had this bit, and now you realize, okay, Virgin and British Airways both slow down in Antigua in January. So you're coming in here to 8461, and you're going to do a split route at the bottom, and this allows you to not knock any reservations rating off of a file. It keeps everything connected to their flights they're on. There's just going to be an update to it. It's doing something different than its regular plan. So we're clicking split route here, and we'll say on January 4th, there's going to be a new timing for flight 8461. So we'll click OK here. So now this one stops up to this route pattern of Friday and Saturday leaving Beef Island at 2:05 stops on January 3rd. So if we go out to January, we'll see 2 copies of 8461. So we're picking the one that's starting on January 4th. So we're going to edit that. And now we're going to change the departure time. So you want it to leave earlier, is that right?
Yes.
All right, so let's say it's going to leave at
half an hour earlier.
Half an hour earlier, so 13:35 and 15:45. All right. Oh, edit 35. 15. Okay. All right, so there's our timing. So it's going to ask you, do you want to change all existing flights that are linked to this route? And you're going to say yes, because you want the new flight times to be on those passengers. So now you've updated the flight schedule. So any passengers that will be booked on that flight at this point would now appear in the alerts, because that's where the queue would come in to affect the reservations, to say, hey, you were booked on something and now the flight time changes. So when that happens, I showed you a way to kind of do it manually, one by one reservation. There's also this bulk itinerary generator. And what the bulk itinerary generator does is it allows you to look up a flight range. So we'll look up all flights between January 4th and March 31st. And we're looking for 8461, right? So you find 8461 in the list, you move it over. What you're doing is you're sending it itinerary in bulk email. So every passenger on this flight or these flights in that date range will now receive a new email. So you click the email button and you get a message. And you type in a message here saying flight 8461 leaving ANU 30 minutes earlier. And when you click OK here, boom, it says, well, there's no reservations found. But if there was reservations, this bar will process every flight day by day, every reservation, and send them a new copy of their itinerary with the message saying, hey, your flight is now leaving 30 minutes earlier. Okay? So that's a way to mass notify everybody that, you know, you had booked for this time, but now your flight's leaving earlier. Show up a little bit earlier. And once that's done, that notification is taken care of. On any given day, you could obviously have to cancel a flight, because that happens. So when you need to cancel a flight, we're going to cancel January 17th for flight 8031. So you come into flight scheduling, you would do edit filter, change your date to January 17, just so you clean up the list and you're working with a lot less flights. So because of windstorm, you're going to cancel these 2 flights on that day. So you double click on the flight or you click edit over here. You'll get this flight scheduling window. It'll show you that it's a single day flight. You're clicking on the edit button here and you click active. You deselect active. Now the flight is inactive. It's cancelled. So that will cancel the leg of travel and save it. So now you'll see that your flight is cancelled. If I go to the check-in screen for that day, January 17, right, it tells you that it's cancelled. The flight is not available. If I try to make a booking for that day as well, no flight's available. So the flight is not there. So at that point, you can run an advanced option where you can do yes, and you can look.
I got a question on the cancellation.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah. I think we may have lost him. Oh, Norval drop. Okay, he dropped out. I think we lost his.
He dropped.
He's gone on mute. Oh, no, he's back. I noticed he was on mute there, but I don't know if he's having feedback or issues with the call.
Traffic.
Probably.
All right.
Traffic.
Okay. So yeah, so once the flight is cancelled, obviously it's removed from the website. It's removed from the call center. It's no longer available there to book. Norval, when you get the connection better, you can certainly speak up again with your question about cancelled flights, and we'll answer that for you. Not a problem. So as I said, the alerts queue is back to the alerts. I like to stress the alerts a lot because it's really important to make sure that you're handling these. If you see numbers in the alerts down here, it's important to check there, see why there's reservations in the alerts, and if they're in there, if it says flight schedule change or flight cancelled, well then you really need to address those ones and put passengers on new flights, or call them up and see what they want to do in case they're let's put like this person. Well, this flight is cancelled. This passenger is on a in-plane reservation. The rest of them are cancelled, or most of them are cancelled. So let's make a booking on a flight and then cancel it here. So we'll make one for here. You got it to Eve Island. My schedule. So we still have 9 seats available. So we're confirming this passenger, and he'll pick this sail fare. Book. Alright, so if all is well, I'll need to put in my weight here of 180. Alright, so now I have my weight and everything in there. So I'm going to make my payment with the test Visa card. Did I send you guys the test Visa card number?
I'm not too sure about
I don't know if that was in the email I sent or not. If it wasn't, you can the test Visa card that you can use for making some test bookings in the training system only is right there in front of you. It's the 4 with 11 ones, or 15 ones, sorry. And then the expiry on the card is any date in the future. It'll work. And you just click the authorization number and it's cleared. So this will work on the website as well. So you can make some test bookings on that website link I gave you as well. So once I've made my booking and there's, everything is set up and I've traveled or ready to travel, then for whatever reason, you know that there's going to be a mechanical problem that day, you cancel that flight. Now our flight scheduling screen is in the background somewhere. So the flight scheduling screen for November 4th. Alright, so we're going to cancel this flight. So you just deactivate the flight, clicking save here. Reservation 41, okay. So I go to alerts. So now I have an alert for that flight on November 4th. The flight is being cancelled, alright? So you'll see a button coming up down here called bulk move. What bulk move is it allows you to take a list of passengers this case we only have one, and move them to a new flight date or another flight on the same day. So if I bring up the 4th of November, we don't have any flights. So the 5th of November, there is a flight and there's availability. So I can highlight this passenger, choose the flight I want to put them on, and click move. So as it's taken the booking and now it's moved me to the flight on November 5th. So if I come back here and I view the alert, my flight was cancelled, right? So I can go directly in there. And now it's all taken care of. So all you would have to do at this point is send the customer a new itinerary to say that, you know, we've cancelled your flight on November 4th for whatever reason, but we've moved you to the next available flight, which is November 5th or later in the day on November 4th, if there's multiple flights a day. And they can just basically travel if they can, or cancel or whatever if it doesn't work for them. But at least you've moved them to a new flight for to offer them something. And once you come in here, you'll have to handle the alert by clicking the handle alert button there. We go back, it's cleaned out. So this counter goes down as you obviously work through the list and handle them. So now we have no alerts left. Any questions around the alert, like alerts and what it does and moving passengers around here? No, everything is okay? All right, so back to the check-in screen for November the 4th, 5th. All right. Deplane all. All right, so on the check-in screen, just so you're aware. Again,
Right?
sorry, can you say that again, Norval?
I can't remember what the password used to be.
Oh, your password? I reset your password to password 1, capital P with the number 1 at the end.
I check now.
All right, so I'm not sure if everybody can still hear me. It seems like everybody is, their voice is shut down.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
I'm
Oh,
still
okay.
there.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure if everybody dropped off or not, so...
I did drop off when I'm back on.
okay, great.
The Wi-Fi is shoddy out there.
Okay, all right. All right, so I'll continue on. Just back to the check-in screen, I guess I should show you guys some shortcuts. So all of these buttons here, as you can see them, have a secondary function in the background. So Control-Shift, as it says up here, for enhanced functionality, hold down the Control and Shift buttons. So if you hold them down together, some of the buttons will change functions. So pre-flight list, that just generates an email report of sort of everybody that's on the check-in screen, much the same as the working manifest, except it doesn't have any column headers or anything like that. It's a unique file, but again, if you can play around with it and see if it's something that will work for you for a function or not. The working manifest, when clicked, it brings up a report to print. So if I click working manifest, it's going to generate a report where you can print it off or email it. But if you want to skip that step, you can do Control-Shift and it just turns up to an email form as well. So it'll just email you a list of this screen. Print manifest has a secondary report underneath it called connections. And what connections are is if you have passengers feeding into this flight from other flights or feeding off to other flights from this flight, you can get a list of those passengers. Just a connections report to know if there's passengers connecting in or connecting off of this flight in case there's weather or flight disruptions about to happen. Then you have the check-in all, which basically takes everybody that's confirmed with all of their money paid and sets them to check in. Print pass allows you to reprint the boarding pass, because once the boarding pass is printed, the button is shut down. You should only need one, but if somebody did lose one, you can do Control-Shift and print pass. As well, the letter to the left of the hyphen mark also triggers the key. So if I hit Control-Shift-G, it tries to print the boarding pass again. So pretty much every letter is a shortcut key. So Control-Shift-P will be a print manifest or the connections button. Control-Shift F5 allows you to refresh the screen, or Control-Shift F5 is setting printers. And setting printers you will have to do. If you install your boarding card printer and your baggage tag printer here, they'll be installed up on your computer. You'll have to do Control-Shift F5 and pick your printers from the drop-down box. Sure, okay. So once you've set your printers now, when you go to print, the baggage tag will come out on the baggage tag printer, the boarding card will print right off on the boarding card printer. Sorry? Did someone have a question?
No, I was hearing like a phone ringing or something.
Oh yeah, there's some, it says waiting for name here. I'm not sure who it is.
Oh, okay.
It says select an audio mode. It has two choices: choose mic and speakers.
All right, so back to the check-in here where we have charges. So you can get to the charges screen here. Get a list of charges. You can actually change the segment. If a passenger is not checked in on a flight or they decide they can't travel, you can actually click from here and change their flight date. So okay, there's 2 passengers on this file, so we can't do it. If there's 2 people traveling together and one is checked in, it doesn't allow you to modify one of the passengers. You would have to modify both or separate the file. So to quickly separate the file, you can double click on the reservation number here and it opens up the reservation, and you can then split the file if you needed to. All right, so now it's split, and when you're in the reservation screen itself, you can double click on the flight number here and it'll take you right back to the check-in screen.
I'm sorry, say that again.
They're supposed to be off.
I'm going to have to mute that person. Sorry. Okay. When you're in the check-in screen here, if you double click on the reservation number, like a number in the column here, it'll take you directly back to that reservation. Likewise, from the reservation, if you double click on one of the flight numbers, it opens up the flight for that day in the check-in mode. Okay? So I can, now that I've split the two of these passengers who were traveling together apart when I was on 39 and this one's on 42, I can now move this person to a new flight. So change remaining and put them on the second. So quickly moves them over for whatever reason, okay? So I can check in the second passenger. Again, a walk-up passenger walks up, last minute travel, need to get on the flight, sure, let's put you on there. Book. The process is the same, you know, you keep coming back to the same screens, putting a new passenger in. All right, so now we have our new passenger record. Passengers on the file. Obviously need to check them in, but they haven't paid, so we're collecting payment. All right, so everybody's now checked in. Everybody has a boarding pass. Going to need some baggage, of course. Uh, 35 pounds. Close. So now we're going to board everybody up here. Get this flight ready to close.
You just made up that barcode?
Yeah, I just made that. I just made that one up. The auto generator I have to turn on there, so I just made up the barcode number. The barcodes will auto generate. It's just whoever turned on the functions here didn't turn on the auto generation of it, so I'll pop over and change that shortly. All right, so all is done. We'll close this flight. Any no-shows will be removed. Go through the process, get our manifest. We have fuel on board. We have 2 pieces of baggage.
With you closing the flight, when you close that flight with the no-shows,
yes,
there's something specific we have to do so that the no-shows don't show the credit?
Yeah, we're going to go back and set that. I'll show you how to set that in a second here. But when you close the flight, as long as you say yes to cancel your no-shows, then your no-shows won't show the credit. So in order to have that triggered so that, excuse me, so that the no-shows don't have a credit, we'll go to Utilities menu, Cancellation and Modification Charges, and we'll click Add here, and we're going to put a no-show fee on all of the bookings. All right, so booking code S for all passengers, it'll be a no-show. And it's 100% of the ticket, right? So they lose everything.
Yes.
All right, that's that one. And that's the same whether it's domestic or international. It's 100%.
Yes.
Percentage value is 100%. There's no option to modify it. Sure. All right, so that's now set up. So let me 2 seconds here now and make sure that everything is set to collect all your no-show fees. All right, so let's open this flight and no-show one person here. So we'll no-show this one, deplane. No-show. Yes, I'm going to no-show him. So I've now no-showed. I've been hidden from the screen by default, but you can always turn on the see no-shows here, and we can see that I'm no-showed. So now we'll close the flight. Reservation 33. I'd like to cancel all no-show passengers. Yes, hang on now. Yes, I would. Okay, so it does its thing. So now if we go back to the main reservation search screen and we look up reservation 33. Okay, so I have a no-show on leg 2. And leg 1 I've lost. Did I get a no-show charge applied? Because we're too far in advance of flight time. Just give me a second here. I need to configure so that our no-show applies for this time period. What are we? We're on the 8th to 20th. 11 days. So. All right, so let's change that to 4-3. All right, so let's put a leg back on this one. I'm just reinstating the leg. No, flight's closed. A closed flight doesn't allow bookings as well. So if you go to make a booking and you notice that, you know, the flight's there and there's no passenger on there, or there's no way to get a booking, it means that the flight is closed most times if you haven't cancelled it. So you can always
just open back up the flight in the right portion.
Correct, yeah, just go back to that day and open up the flight and you can start putting bookings back on there. I mean, technically flights should not be closed in advance. All right, so we have a passenger here.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh, I know. I know. I've seen it, I've seen it. All right, so this passenger checks in but then decides, okay, not checked in, he didn't show up, we're going to no-show him. Would you like to cancel the reservation? No, well, yes, I want to no-show. So now I want to close this flight. Cancel all no-show passengers as well? Yes. Bringing up reservation 44. No balance. So there, if I go to charges, you'll see that there's a no-show charge and it collected all of the money that was previously paid. So I paid $84.70. Should have had a credit because if there was no-show fee applied, like you just saw on that reservation 33 that we had open, right, the credit backed out, so I didn't lose. I have a $77 payment gone through. I have a credit for half because the no-show fees weren't calculating. I changed the setting here in the settings admin that I have open on the other side here. Now when I no-show for this flight, the no-show cancelled out and a no-show fee applied for the full value of the ticket. So as long as you say yes to cancel your no-shows, the no-show fee will apply. And it'll be the value of the leg of travel. Okay. Any questions on anything so far? Anybody? All right. So once we've moved through the check-in process, we've closed our flight. It's all taken care of. I guess the next piece to get into for now, unless there's questions before I move on, is the reporting, and this is just some of the reporting. So we'll go through this piece first, and then I'll bring in the web reports so we can take a look at those as well, so that everybody has an idea where to find report information. So we have a load factor report here. So you can run your load factor report for a day or a date range. So we'll look at the first week of November here. It lists all flights available, so you can pick a flight or all flights. I'll pick all flights just because I know there's not a lot of data right now. Execute. So it gives you each flight. So we have 8031 on the 1st of November. We have a capacity of 9. There's nobody on there. 8051 has a capacity of 9. There's 4 confirmed and 4 boarded, so we have a 44.5% load factor roughly. And then the next day we have we calculated the load factor on boarded, so we have 1 confirmed passenger, nobody boarded, so we have a 0% load factor. On this one here, there's 9 confirmed, 3 boarded, so 30-odd% load factor. So as you can see, it just calculates out. So then for the week, it shows you have a grand total of 16 passengers for the week on these 2 routes. 7 boarded passengers. Obviously, you're looking more for the capacity and the confirmed. So you have 16 confirmed out of a possible 72 seats. Okay, so that's your load factor report. Then there's employment report. So you can get a list of everybody who enplanes at a given station for a day. No records found for beef. So I can do a deployment report as well. So there's 4 to deplane in EIS, 4 on. There's 4 all revenue passengers. So they're all ready to enplane. Charges report is more for finance, but I guess it kind of applies to anybody who needs to find out what's being collected. So all of the different charge types are in here that we looked at the other day setting up. You have your airport departure fees or development fees, your baggage, any cancellation charge, departure taxes, your fare fees, your change fees or modification fees, security fees as well. So we'll just dump everything over and we will execute this. So for today, we have total charges of 169.40 and there. So you can see it done totals up based on the credits and the refunds that were put in and taken out. And different charges. So we have a no-show fee here of 84.70 that balances out the fare charge that was rejected here or reversed here of 84.70. So you can run that for particular charges for, again, a date or date ranges to get totals. Particular agency charges, so this would be to find out, like, hello?
Hi, you can hear me?
Yes? Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. All right, so the different agency charges, so you can look for, just to get a track of what's being booked on your website for a period. So you can look at all charges. The VI Airlink Web Agency, Challenge W's, so it's had 198 in fare cancelled. So that was all of the bookings that were made through the web ended up cancelled off. But you can look at various agencies and see what they're making bookings and charges and how much is coming through the different sources.
What's the VI Airlink API?
VI Airlink API, that would be if you had travel partners or you took the opportunity and developed your own sort of public booking engine, your own public booking website. It would go through our application interface, application programming interfaces. So then you would take our code, develop your own booking engine, and those bookings then would be linked through there, your public. But if you were to work with somebody like Travel Fusion or GoQuo or different ones like that, Expedia maybe, they would use the API to get your flight information. So you'd have to, it's a secure connection where they can pull your flight information and sell your flights if you can get travel arrangements or travel sale agreements with those entities like online travel agencies and things like that. They would use that functionality.
And that's something that once we get those agreements that they would tie it in, you would be able to tie that in with them.
They would take the API package that we have, which allows them to implement your flight calls into their booking process. So they would do the integration on their side, but we have the functionality exposed that they can use to get your flights and sell your flights and push the bookings across through to you.
Okay.
Okay. credit card usage report. So if you have a credit card number, you can type it in here and see how much usage it's actually getting. So we've made 3 transactions today, 3 different payments on that one credit card. So if somebody gave you their credit card and said, it's been used at via Airlink and we need to know what bookings it's been used for, you can do that. Payments report.
And that's in which report? I'm sorry.
The credit card usage report.
Okay.
Okay. So payments reports, there's a couple of different payments reports, but the company payments, so this is like for invoice and charge accounts. You can get a list of all of their transactions for a month, export it out if you want to send it to them, but we'll just run it. So there's no payments on this account for the month. On account. Oh, okay, so there is nothing paid on that one for the month. You can sort it by reservation number if you wish to do so. The payments report is a really good one, because what you can do with this report is you can see how much cash or checks or anything other than credit cards as well, but you can see how much actual physical money is collected at any given base to be certain that when they send you the cash, you're getting the right amount. So it tracks it on a day-by-day basis. So each base is listed, or each airport is considered a base. So we look at all of the bases. We look at all of the payment methods. We'll take out diners and JCB and Discover because they're not being used. So what you can do here is you can sort this report out by the first 2 columns, so group by the first. So we'll sort by the base and the payment date, and then we'll move all the rest of the information over here. Put all transactions in. So you can see that for beef by different users. So on the 18th of October, this is the total amount of payments that were collected. Now I could have sorted by payment type, so separate cash from Visa and check, all of them. I just did payment date and base, so each base would have its own entry. So then for today, again, we have 3 more transactions on Visa and 1 on cash. So your total collected for the week so far is $1527.90. Different ways to run that report, obviously. So we could do it on base and payment type, and then you can drop everything else over, and you can see then it breaks down your transactions by payment type. So cash, check, Visa for day range, week range, whatever, depending on the date range you use, obviously, right? The authorization number of the Visa transaction or MasterCard transaction will also appear here. So you can use this to actually reconcile your credit card statements from your bank, from your credit card gateway as well. So you can run your reports there and get a list of transactions for a day. You can actually use that to cross-reference the transactions made in Ameliares. You can get a list of any reservations that are on hold for a flight date. So if we look at the flight week next week, all of the flights means all of the files that are in there right now are booked and paid for. There's nothing on hold about to expire. Form of payment report. So you can look for a particular charge and see how it's paid. All flights on this date, all departures, all flights. Get a list of fares, so you can get the reservation, the fare, paid by Visa or cash or check. You get just a fare total, so you can get a breakdown of how things are paid and the percentage of it that's paid. One charge or all charges. Also can be exported out to a spreadsheet, so it takes it out in an Excel spreadsheet format. Flight status report. That's a great way to check and see if there's any flights closed in advance of flight date. So if we were to look at the first week of November, we're looking for closed flights. You just push all of your flight numbers over here, do an execute here, so it'll show you that these flights are actually closed. So in a normal situation, they shouldn't be closed, so you would have to go in and actually open them. The status here shows as closed. If I was to rerun that flight status as all, you'll just get the different ones, right? So we have X for cancelled, Y is active, and C is closed. So you can just check your flights periodically to make sure everything is still in order. Manifest by aircraft. So that's for all aircraft, or you can pick an individual tail number. We'll do all. And you can run off a pre-manifest basically for that day, origin and destination. So it would look at every aircraft for the day, all flights. It will give the routing, the number of confirmed seats available, sold, and then it'll give a flight list. That's the one just gives the counts. The manifest by route. If I pick a particular route, so I'll pick this route number. There's nobody on there. Pick the other one. You should have a list of passengers. Right. So you can generate these. So these are reports you can generate at any time if you just want to look at loads, look at flight lists, things like that, pull up details of a flight or a day. It's there. So those reports are available. Gives you some numbers, just count small numbers. Information purposes, like I said, you could email it to somebody if they needed to see something, check something, looking for a list of names. That's sort of the highlight of these reports. The reports that are listed on this menu are more day-to-day operational type reports. The reports you're going to be looking for are the ones that are in the link I sent there yesterday. That would be our web reporting site. So that contains, just give me a second here till I look at how many reports that actually has. We'll bring it up and we'll log into your site specifically and take a look. All right, so here's the web report site that we have. So this is basically, it doesn't require any licensing. It can be accessed from anywhere that you want to look at it. It's all web-based. All the reports can be taken out in Excel or text file type basis. Has far more reporting available than the application, just because it's a lot faster and it's a lot more efficient to put reports in here. So here's a list of all the reports. Some you may use, some you may not, but basically everyone gets access to all of our reports. We don't hide our reports, like particular reports or anything like that. You can get landings reports here to show the number of landings into a particular airport for a period. So if I look at all aircraft models and all bases, view the report. So this will give you, for the month of November, you would have 8 landings of 8461. 8051 will have 29 landings into Beef, and right now there's a total of 6 passengers on there. And into Anegada you have 13 landings, or 13 passengers and 30 landings for the month. That's if you're paying any sort of landing fees to those airports. You can use this report for that to get the number of landings per month per flight. If there's multiple flight numbers into an airport, you can basically get a list of all your flights, all your landings, calculate your landing fees, and remit that back to the airport if that's something you have to pay. I'm not sure, do you guys get charged a landing fee? I know some of our Canadian carriers actually have to pay for every time they land at an airport here in Canada.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so you can use that to kind of track your landings, to cross-reference, because if they invoice you for the landings, they're counting your arrivals in there, but you can use this as a kind of a cross-reference to make sure you're doing both.
That's good.
Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, so there's, again, some of the same reports exist here. Another report that may be beneficial is the flight revenue report. So you can look at the flight revenue report for a period, and this will give you, after travel, it will give you the revenue earned on a flight. Oh. And you're looking for boarded revenue, flown revenue.
Okay.
Right, so we have 8031, November 3rd, 3 passengers, total fare. So the total fare revenue on that flight was $238.70. And then for 8051, November 1, we have 4 passengers, $315.70. So your total flown revenue for the November 1st to the 5th right now is $554 even, or $554.40, sorry. So that'll give you a summary type view of it. There's also a flight revenue breakdown, so you can drill down by all charges, all airports. It'll give all reservations, exclude anything that's not paid, so everything that's on hold. All right, so now you're getting more details. So you're getting the passengers' full name, a breakdown of their revenue. So they paid so much in baggage, so much in fare. Rest of them, this person has a cancellation fee on here, so I canceled out. You made $84.70 in cancellation revenue, so that's different than fare revenue, obviously, but you get your breakdowns and your counts. So there are 2 nice revenue reports that actually show you, how your money is starting to come around and where it's coming from. The TSA passenger reservation report. So this one can be used in conjunction with the APIS report. And this may actually be the eSecure report that we were looking for. Flight number, flight date, hours. Yeah, so this one, there's no passengers on there. But yeah, so that's there as well, TSA report. On-time performance reports, but you say you're not using those right now. Flown passenger counts, so flown number 803,8051 for November 1st. Okay. So for these reports, you can pretty much go through them and have a look. If there's any questions about any of them, there is a help file that's on here as well. So it details each report, kind of what you can search for and what information is going to be returned as results. That's all outlined here in the report help file. Just kind of drags on to the bottom there. If you wish to print that off, you can. This is all covered in those documentation links that I provided as well. So again, all of our documentation is online. You can go through there, and if there's any questions, by all means, the best way to get hold of us and get the question answered is to send an email to support@intellisaviation.com, and they'll get in touch with they'll get the correct person who needs to answer the question in touch with you and get back to you as soon as possible. Any questions around the reporting?
No, none.
No? Okay. I did check, and we do have all of the authorized.net payment information. So for the live payment gateway, we do have that, and it's all set and in place. So it's ready to go when you're ready. There's really the only thing we're missing that I can see right now from you guys is the terms and conditions for the itinerary. That will be the only piece of information that we need from you to be able to have everything ready to go live with you. Your website, we'll go through the website here and we'll just take a look. I think everything is ready to go for you. Have you guys actually had a chance to go through this and take a look and see if everything is the way you want it to be, or if there was changes required? All right, so I cleaned up your fare display so you can see your two fares are both available here now. So passengers have the option to pick one over the other, whichever they want to do. Right, so you have your total pricing. All right, I need to take that on hold permission off, and I need to fix MasterCard. Leave on hold. So. All right, so far everything is okay with the booking engine. Everything seems to be okay for you guys to use.
It looks fine.
Okay, so from your home page, are you going to integrate this directly? Like, how are you going to link passengers to the booking engine?
Yeah, it needs to be on the home page.
Yeah. So have you started work on any of that yet?
Well,
No.
not yet.
Okay. Do you have the details
We haven't
needed?
started work with that yet. There was also a book online button on the corner. I mean, we could link it in the front page.
Okay. Yeah, you can put a book online button there on your first page, like, you know, if you want to do that until you have the link ready to go.
Not yet.
No. When you're ready, you just put book now and link directly to us if you wish to do that. And then once you have the front page integration ready to go, you can just remove the button and put your link there. So I can send you the instructions on how to integrate the front page, like on your front page, to us.
Mm.
I have that there. I don't know if you've had it, but I'll resend it just to be on the safe side. So it's basically just putting a little small form there, and when you click find flights or submit, it transfers the information right over to us, and with the flight section or with the flight results that the person has requested, right? So it's usually a pretty straightforward integration. So right now you're using a book online button here. All right, so that just redirects to the ePower site. Okay, all right. So yeah, you can do something similar to that if you want to. Just link that book online button to us whenever you're ready. It's up to you guys really how you want to make it look. But I'll send the instructions on integrating directly there as well, and you can decide from there. So yeah, so terms and conditions, I guess on your site, is there anything on here that would have any sort of terms, conditions, or details on your conditions of carriage?
Yes, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
Hmm. Not because if I can
I
get...
don't,
You need to update this whole web page.
Because if I had the link to just where that's to, we can actually link directly to your page, and then you don't have to, like, you can keep it updated in one location all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Terms and conditions. minutes. All right. So once I click continue here, we'll have our booking. And there we have it. There's our confirmation with the email would have been sent. Clicking book again, obviously it'll just redirect back to the booking page. All right. So with that, we can move over to the live site if you want, and we can start entering some of the information there to get that ready to go. Unless there's any other questions around the training, like I said, I'll upload this video as well to the exact same site when we're finished today. Hopefully I'll know that I can get it converted quicker today. Just I had to find the location to store the last one. It was so large. But if we can log into the live site right now and start getting in your airports and setting up some of the stuff that way.
Okay, I had one.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was cutting in and out when you were doing the what it was, the change of the times, like when we were in the movie, the times for a half an hour back or a half an hour on the flight.
Yes.
If we were connected to the GDS, would that affect the time schedule in the GDS also?
It will, yes. Yes. If you're doing it like a day of, it definitely will. If you're making a change like the one we made for January,
Okay.
then all you would do is refile your schedule with the GDS, and once it's refiled, they'll update your times, and then everything will be okay. Right? But you do have to refile your schedule when you make a major time change. But generally, for day of changes, that's it. That's sort of what happens. But that's a last minute change. The GDS usually doesn't really react well with the day of changes. That's something they have to deal with all airlines right now. So the big thing would be if you're making a change for next month or a month down the road, to make sure you submit your schedule again to the GDS so they can update it and see the most up-to-date flight times.
Copy.
Okay. All right. And so let's get these airports set up here now. So we'll start with, obviously, with Beef Island and 18, 26, 44. That's west. 60. It's no daylight savings. All right, so do you want to kind of load all of the airports that you're using in here to get going? I know we only loaded a couple in the training side, but we can load all of the ones in here if you want now and have them done. So it's NGD.
You want the lat longs?
Yeah, I'm gonna need the lat longs. So for Anegada.
Cause I can pull them up on my on the iPad without Jefferson.
Okay, there you go. If you want to do that, and
I could actually just touch the airport. So just tell me which airport you want.
Okay, so Anegada.
Pull it up for what we use for navigation.
Okay, let's go with Anegada.
Okay, Anegada, the lat long is 1843.7 north.
1843. Okay, and the west is
064 on 9.7.
7. All right. Atlantic time. Alrighty. Okay, then we have Antigua.
Stand by. 1 second. Antigua Airport is north is 1708.2.
Okay.
West is 06147.6.
Okay, and we have Antigua, St. Thomas.
St. Thomas is north is 1820.2 and west is 4.
Now go ahead with north again, sorry.
58.4.
North again,
No
sorry.
problem. 1820.2.
Okay, and the west is
64 58.4.
Okay. All right, and now what other airports are we adding here?
You have Beef Island?
Yeah, I have Beef Island, I have Anegada, I have Antigua, and I have St. Thomas.
Virgin Gorda.
Virgin Gorda, okay, and the code for Virgin Gorda?
Tango. Oh, IATA code confirm?
IATA code confirm, yes.
Yes, IATA code is Victor India Juliet.
Okay. Virgin Gorda, okay. And that's on St. Thomas as well, right?
No, that's on Virgin Gorda.
That's on Virgin Gorda? Virgin Islands in
Yeah.
British. Okay, go ahead with the latitude north.
1826.9.
All right, and your longitude on the west.
6425.7.
All right. All right, so now we have what are the other ones we have?
And that's airport entrance, right? Because I'm off on the other side. Let's see.
Is that all of the airports? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
So just to confirm, we have Antigua, Beef Island, Anegada, St. Thomas, Virgin Gorda.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Done deal. That's those taken care of. So we have no tax configurations whatsoever. We do need to change the default currency to be USD. Alright, so while we're waiting for that, let's load the aircraft models. So we have model name, Cessna 402, and it's a 402. 2. Seating capacity 9. And then we have King Air 100, and it's BE1. And we have the 1900, right? 1900, so it's 1900, 19 seats. B19, and it's BH 1900C. Seats on the King Air is 9 as well. Bugger. Hang on now, I just got to make sure that we have the currency set properly for USD. So the base currency is USD. English. All right. You guys have no requirement for additional languages or anything, do you?
When you say the requirement
Is it
for
just
additional
like, are you
language,
just using everything in English? There's no second language. You don't need Spanish or anything like that. Just for the area, like your itineraries and stuff, you're just going to present them in English, right?
when you have the optional language, does it give it in both, or it gives it in one by itself?
It gives it in one by itself, and they have the option to pick which language they want to see the website in and the itinerary and stuff like that. You can always add it on at any time if you wish to. We'll leave it at English for now. Single currency is fine, or single language. All right, so then we have the fleet. So I'll put in some of those with you, and then you guys can load the ones that are load the additional ones if you have the information there. Auto baggage. All right, so we have the baggage numbers generating automatically as well. Just wanted to make sure we have everything set in this one. All right, so the very first registration was VPLAD. Yeah, second. Yes. I'm going to make sure we have all our airports configured to a base. Okay, so fleet will be Victor Papa Lima Alpha Delta, right?
Yes.
And total seats was 9. Do you have the weight numbers there now as well?
The zero fuel weight you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Zero fuel weight is 6515 pounds.
Okay, and the OEW?
OEW is 46929.
46929?
92.9.
Okay, so we'll do 9.3. Max cargo weight, 2,000, I believe you said.
Yes.
And the maximum takeoff weight.
Max 7210.
All right, and that was the 402, and it was Beef Island. All right. So do you have the other ones there?
Number?
If you have the serial number, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so serial number, go ahead with it.
Charlie 402C 0115.
Can't talk to business with a live.
Okay, so what do we got here? Yeah, okay, so the next one, do you have all of the, do you have your other registrations close by that we can enter?
The King Air
Yes.
is Victor, Papa, Lima, November, Bravo.
Okay, do you have the serial number?
Bravo 166.
Okay. Unit number 1. Total seats again is 9. Do you have the weights, the zero fuel, and the rest?
Yes. Actually, I don't have that one right now. That's straightforward. I'll be able to enter.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, we'll put the model as the King Air and the Beef Island. All right, and the 1900C.
Victor, Papa, Lima, Victor, India.
India?
Affirm.
Okay, serial?
Uniform, Charlie, 92.
Charlie 92, number, total seats 19. And do you have the numbers, the weight numbers? If not, you can always come back to them.
Yeah, I'll come back to that.
Ah, okay, that's fine. All right, so we have the 3 aircraft, we have the models, we have the airports. We have the airports, we have the models, we have the currency, we have we have USD set. No, we don't. We have USD set. Currency. All right, so we have currency, we have no tax configurations, we have 4 hours, so that's 240 minutes from the other day. Display all. Alphabetical, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so we have those settings confirmed. Next step in the process is adding decharge types and payment methods. All right, so the payment methods will be the first one. We have American Express. We have not using diners, so we'll take that out of the list. We're not using Discover. We'll take that out of the list. And we're not using JCB. We will take that out of the list, and MasterCard will change the code to MC. MC. We'll save that. Visa, so we need to add cash. Which is cash. We need an on account, so ONACT.
There's a reason why you put cash and then CAS
No,
after cash.
spelling mistake, that's all. There we go. So we have cash, MasterCard on account, Visa, American Express. We'll generate a receipt number on cash. We'll generate the receipt number on account. Okay, and it was check. We needed a check too. CHQ, CHEQUE, check. Save. All right, so that's your payment methods. We have the airports, aircraft, currency, no tax configurations. Users is the next piece we need to do. All right, so we have one user in here. Not sure. I'll change this to BRATHWAITE, and it was BINAVINA.BRATHWAITE@gmail.com, right? That was the email address. All right, and we'll use the same password that we had the other day as well. You guys can change them. Password 1. All right, so Vina's taken care of, and now we'll add Neville in there. Neville, BRATHWAITEJR, and it's VILLEJR at VIAirlink.com. BGB and Neville, Norville, So how long has VI Airlink been in operation?
7 years.
Oh, nice. Years, wow. That's successful in the terms of airlines when you look at it.
Tell me about it.
That's very successful, yeah. If you make it that far, there's a good chance you're going to make it, I find. It's the ones who don't get anywhere is the worst. All right, so who we got? We got Neville, Norville, Vina, Malaysia. Next on the list, MALISHA. And her email was lucianartist@gmail.com. LUCIAN, Lucian, ARTIST, gmail.com, VGB. Valencia. VALENCIA Brathwaite. The email for Valencia was V Brathwaite. Yes. VBRATH 1953 at gmail.com. EGB Valencia PASSWORD1 PASSWORD1 Eve Island. Okay, and Valina. And the email for Valina was gmail.com. All right. At gmail.com. All right. So BGB. It's all right, so we have, okay, so we have all of the accounts that we created on Tuesday in here now. Is there anybody else you needed added to this list?
Looks like we got everybody so far.
Got everybody so far?
Looks like it. And that's for the portal, right?
That's for, yeah, that'll get you through the web or get you in through AmeliaRes, through the application, through that Citrix interface that we talked about in the beginning. So these are, yeah, these are your users right now that are in there. All right, so the next we have, check the agency setup, actually do the groups. For the groups, it was Valina or Valencia that was going into call center supervisor group was one. Valencia call super supervisor. Valencia, okay. And then the admin group was Militia, Norville, Neville, Valina. Okay, so everybody is in that group. It's taken care of. Now we're checking the agencies. We have the Airlink.
Is this sign-in case sensitive?
The password is, the username isn't.
Okay. And it would take some time to go through the system. Confirm?
No, you should be able to log in there right now.
And it said capital P password.
Capital
right?
P password 1, yes.
I'm having trouble.
You're having trouble with Neville?
Yeah. Neville. And, oh, I thought it had Neville Jr. on it.
I thought it here. Oh, hang on. I thought I put Junior on it too. Here you go. Now it does.
It does have the Junior. Confirm?
Yeah, yeah. Confirm. Neville Junior, and then the password is password 1.
through the Syntrix tool, confirm through the Amelia portal for
Yes.
Telesis, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not logging in.
What's it saying?
It's saying your credentials are invalid. Try again or contact your system administrator.
Okay, so
Neville Jr.
okay, wait now. So
use
you're
that
on.
password.
Okay, so you're on this page, right? The
Yes.
blue page. Okay, so you're typing in VI. It's a two-stage login. So VI Airlink 1.
That's probably the one. The problem
Yeah, you need VI Airlink 1 for the portal, or 2. VI Airlink 1 through 15 work on the portal, and then the Neville Jr. or Norville or Valina, that's the one you use for the Amelia application itself.
We have 1 through 15. We can assign those to different agencies.
Yes, that's correct. 2 different VI Airlink employees, yes. So like the airports, to yourselves. If you want the agencies to have access, you just need like a travel agent. I would create a login directly in Amelia Res and have them go to the website for that.
Okay, no problem. Got you.
Okay? Because you don't want the travel agencies accessing your admin side of the system, just for control purposes, really. So we have our agencies done. We have our payment methods done. Discounts. All right, so we'll put in some discounts. 5.
I'll be out of the chat for a little bit. I'm going to be taking a flight back.
Oh, okay. All right. And again, I'm recording all of this again, Norville, so I'll share the video link with you guys, and then if you have any questions, you can just pop me an email.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just build up some discounts in here. If you use them, it's fine. If not, you'll no harm done. And we'll stop at 25, 25%. All right, so we have our discounts done. Charge types. So we did have some custom charge types that we put in here on Tuesday, so we'll take those out. We'll edit this one to be airport development fee.
And I have to download the Syntrix receiver, right?
Yes, and that's the download is right there on that screen. If you click on the word download, it'll bring you right to the receiver. Download it. DT for departure tax. All right, so we have our charge types entered. We need to quantity distributions, commission, hours, up.
Otis,
Yes.
the system automatically doubles that fare, or is there a way for us to adjust the round trip fare for the Anegada?
It doubles it right now, but you can set up a return trip fare if you want.
Because we have a return trip fare
Okay.
for those. So what do we do to make that adjustment?
I'll show you how to do that there now as we're going through. All right. So what is your return trip rate?
Right now, and the other one of them is $99.
Okay, so you get 99 return, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll show you how to do that. It's very simple when we get to that point. So we have our standard weights we're not using. Charges. All right, so we need to get our charges from the other system. And we'll confirm these as we go through. So the ADF airport development fee, and that was $25, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the departure tax.
Confirm that's correct, Vinay? Valina?
Say again?
$25 development fee is correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the departure tax is 15, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and the hold baggage screening fee is $7, correct?
Yeah.
And the last one we had was your security fee,
Which is $5.
$5, correct? $5, correct. Okay, so now we have our charges complete. All right, next step is inventory setup. So our class of service will be Y for ECONOMY, economy. Booking code setup. We have two booking codes. We have the Y booking code, which is our full fare, and it's economy. It's available to the call center and on the internet, and it's confirmed. Save. We have our S class, which is our sale fare, which is also an economy fare, which is here, which is there, which has a 7-day advance on this. Save. So now we have our S fare, so we have our sale, right? And that was the sale fare. Booking code S. Modification fees apply. 7 days. So there's a one-way is the $99 fare is not your full return, right? So that's your sale fare, right? Confirm?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a one-way fare as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll create the one-way fare as the sale. We'll give it the option for one-way, and we'll save that one. Restricted for now. Yes. And then we'll create the secondary fare, and it'll be sale RT. Sale RT return, and it's also the S code. And this is a return type fare. It's also restricted. And auto apply any additional charges. It's for your call center. For the GDS, it's an adult fare, and we will save it. And no, that's fine. And then we have our full, which is our full fare. Call that. Actually, we're not going to call that full. We'll call that. We'll go industry. We'll go YOW on that. And we'll put that as a part of the full fare, unrestricted. And is there a full fare return trip as well? Or is that just a one-way pricing? Full
When
fare.
you say full ferry, it's a return trip.
That's your Y fare.
Mhm.
So when we loaded it yesterday, or Tuesday, we had a one-way fare in a sale price and a one-way Y fare. So with your Y, the return is just double, right? Your full fare is just a double, or is there a reduced return fare on the full fare?
There's a reduced return fare.
For that one as well? Okay. All right, so there's one ways and returns. So we got YRTN, so that's full RET, full return fare. That's Y. That's also return. It's restricted. Okay, that's fine. So we have those. That'll be what we'll use to put the pricings in for each of the airports. So now we have the airports complete, users and groups complete, charges are complete, the fare, the inventory allotments are set up. Now we need to do the allocation templates for each of the aircraft. So we'll add this one. It'll be 402 default. Okay, and then we're adding 9 seats. We're saving that. Again, in the class of service, you're picking for agency, you want the full aircraft to be available for sale, so you're putting everything to the public agency. And then in the booking codes, we are doing economy S at 5, and we're doing Y at 9. Save. For the 1900C, we are doing 1900, the 1900C, and we're setting that there. Class of service is economy, and the number of seats is 19. Class of service, public, that's 19. Economy, yes, we're doing 12. And for the full fare, we're doing all 19, and we're saving that. And on the King Air, we're doing the exact same thing, right? We're doing 100, King Air, template. And it's 9 seats again. Five. And we're adding the economy. Y at 9, confirm, save. So now we have our allotments for the flight schedule created as well. The next component will be, do you limit the number of infants you take on an aircraft?
No.
No? Okay, so it's at the capacity of the aircraft. Okay. All right, and then we're doing a fare setup. So this is where we're putting in our prices. So we'll pick beef to Anegada first, and it's not available right there now, so we'll add that in. All right, so the first price.
And you took the fare, I'm sorry, you took the fare set up out of utilities also, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, copy.
Copy. All right. All right, so we'll go with the full price fare, which, if I can jump over to those, so we had $84.70 as the one-way price for the YOW, and the sale fare we had the one-way price of $77. Correct. Now, you said the sale return price to Anigata was 99, right?
Yes.
So what we do there is we do, that will be 49.50 on the half trip, and it only presents itself when a return booking is made, okay?
Mhm.
So there. And what's the other return price? Is there only one return price?
Hold on a moment. I need to be excused. Hold on.
Okay, sure, yeah, that's no problem. I'm just adding the rates from St. Thomas to Beef Island from the stuff we did yesterday.
Okay, no problem.
So Beef St. Thomas, Beef Island. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to be there. Departure tags. All right. So then we have the YOW. And the rate is back. And we have so we have EISS TT, so then we have now we have security baggage hold. Screening fee. Okay, so now I'm up as far as all of the rates we had entered in the other test system on Tuesday. So I'll just wait for Neville to come back. Did you guys want to take like a 15-minute break and then come back and we'll wait for Neville to rejoin us?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that.
Okay,
No
so
problem.
okay, so we'll be back at 15. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm back there if you guys are still there. Alicia's back. So Alicia, can you see the screen there now again?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm not sure if Neville is going to be back or if he's back yet, or because we're kind of I guess the only other thing we could do is recreate the flight schedules that we had from yesterday, and
Okay.
then we're pretty well up. We're everything is kind of completed then for now that I have. Unless you have, do you have some of the flight schedule information there that we can use?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
Valina would know. I'm not sure if she's back now.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you have the rest of your fares there, Neville?
Pulling them up, pulling them up.
Okay, so I caught up with, I did the ones for St. Thomas like we had entered on Tuesday and to B file, but now we need the rest of the ones. St. Thomas is an international route. That's international as well.
Yeah, I got them whenever you're
Okay,
ready,
tell me when
Curtis.
you're ready. And
You said Antigua, right?
yeah, we'll go with Antigua. Antigua to Beef Island.
Antigua, Beef Island, one way,
No.
$218.90.
And that's
And that's
is that the high fire?
that's S class.
S.
Hold on. No, actually that's the low fare.
That's the low fare, yeah.
Yes.
So it's 218,
Yes.
and even, or is there change?
Sorry?
It's 218
You
even.
break up just. $218.90.
218.90.
$218.90.
Okay, and that's the low fare, and the Y fare or the high fare?
It's $240.79. $240 and $79.
79 cents. Okay.
Yes.
240.79. Okay. And then the the taxes between Beef Island and Antigua. Do we have those as well?
The ladies would have that.
Okay. Vina, do you have those?
It'll be the same AFDs and security fees and departure taxes out of Beef Island.
Okay.
Antigua, it's if you're actually in the country, it's 34. Here's 34 in and 34 out. Anything besides in transit.
Okay. So security is the same for. So all the same rates for these ones, and then the other one has changed. Okay. All right. Let's get these set up. And is it only the two fares you have for Antigua?
We have a different round trip fare.
Okay, that's what I mean. All right, we'll get that then, and get them in. Departure time. All right, go ahead with the round trip fare.
Round trip Antigua S class $374.
Okay, and the Y fare?
$411.40.
411.40. 205.70. Okay. All right, so we have, and then the departure tax out of Antigua you said was how much? 34?
Yeah, I'm pulling it out of my head. The ladies would have it, but I have it.
Okay, we'll put in 34 for now. That seems.
We can always change it.
Yeah, you can always update it. And there's only a departure fee. There's only a departure tax out of Antigua. There's no security or anything, right?
No, everything is included.
Okay.
See. I think I had it here on one spreadsheet. Just stand by.
Okay.
Actually, Antigua departure tax is $38.
Ooh.
And the inbound tax is $38.
Okay, yeah, and that's what this is inbound, outbound, $38. Perfect. Okay.
For in transit passengers, there's no charge actually.
Right, okay.
We do have quite a few in-transit passengers that come in on the larger airlines or going out on the larger airlines.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how do they make their bookings with you right now? When they're in transit, like the ones coming in on the larger...
Well, unfortunately, it's directly with us right now since the GDS is down.
Oh, okay. So you were using the service from APG, is that correct?
From APG, yes.
Yeah.
And it was very effective.
Oh, okay. And then they took it down.
Well, they're doing some sort of transition, but that's a transition going on probably about 10 months now.
Oh, okay. Have you ever looked at the Han Air platform?
We've looked at Hon Air. The only problem or issue we had was getting an answer back from them on anything. So we probably don't have the correct contact or something.
I can get you a correct contact if you're interested in trying to get this set up faster. I have some direct contacts there.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay. I'll give them yours and Norville's email.
You could send it to info@viairlink.com and then we'll both get it.
info@viairlink.com. All right.
Yes, sir.
Those guys are, I know the contacts I have are usually very quick to respond, so I'll reach out to them and explain to them what's going on, and I'm sure they'll be quickly to get in touch with you. All right, so the next one we have to set up would be Virgin Gorda.
All right, this is what you're going to tell.
So do you have the fares there, Neville, for Virgin Gorda to be filed?
They say, wake up, my thing. The first for which one?
Virgin Gorda.
Hold on. All right. Virgin Gorda, be filing to Virgin Gorda. That's the one we.
Yep.
To Virgin Gorda shows 55
For the sale?
The S class.
Okay, 55. And the return for the S-Class?
108. One way.
So the return is 108?
Yeah. 108.90, sorry, to be
108.
exact.
Okay. 54, 55. Okay, and the full fare?
It's $60.50.
$60.50, okay. And on the return?
And $119.79. Yeah.
All right, so 59.89. Okay, and is there any departure taxes between Virgin Gorda and Beef Island?
No.
No. No security fee, no anything?
No.
No, okay. What other fares do we need to put in here now?
I'm trying to get a piece St. Thomas.
So you have it.
Virgin Gorda. We have also Beef Island to St. Thomas.
Okay, we have Beef Island to St.
So
Thomas.
we have Beef Island to St. Thomas. Okay, then we have there's Virgin Gorda to St. Thomas.
All right, so let's do that one. Virgin Gorda to St. Thomas. All right, go ahead with those ones.
All right. Virgin Gorda to St. Thomas. S class is 139.70,
Alrighty.
and the round trip is 232.10.
So 116.05. All right, and the full fare, one way.
Hold on.
Yep.
I just screwed that one up.
Okay.
Can we go back?
Sure, yeah.
What did we have for? Okay, the return was 249.70. That's what I said. No, that was it. 249.70.
249.
Yeah.
70. It's 124.25. 124.85. 124.85. All right, that's no problem. It's pretty simple. All right, and the full Y.
It's 153.67.
And the round trip on the full is
274.67.
$37.34, and there we go. Okay, so from Virgin Gorda to St. Thomas, is that a direct flight, or do I transit through Beef Island?
Actually, if we had to go from Virgin Gorda to St. Thomas, it'd be direct because you would leave Beef Island, go Virgin Gorda, and then go St. Thomas.
So Beef Island to St. Thomas goes through Virgin Gorda?
That's if there's passengers.
Yes, okay. But it's possible, so I better build a connection.
It is possible, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking the Beef Island to St. Thomas, and I'm putting Virgin Gorda in as a valid connecting point. If there's passengers, that's fine. If there's no passengers, then it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We need to build up a connection. And we'll do the same thing for St. Thomas to Beef Island. We'll put Virgin Gorda in the list. Okay. All right. So now we have Virgin Gorda, St. Thomas, Virgin Gorda, Beef Island. Is there a Virgin Gorda at Anegada?
Yes, there are. Yes, there is, sir.
There is. That's all right. All right. So Virgin Gorda, Anegada. There we go. And we'll go ahead with those ones.
77, S-Class one way.
Okay.
And 108.
Return is 108.
108.90, sorry. 108.90. So that'll be 50. There we go.
All right. And then the full fare on Anegada.
Virgin Gorda, Anegada is 84.70.
Okay. And
119.79.
Okay, now that's domestic, Virgin Gorda to Anegada, that's just domestic, right? There's no international run on that. The Virgin Gorda St. Thomas, that's considered international.
That's domestic.
Virgin Gorda St.
No,
Thomas?
that's domestic.
Okay. Virgin Gorda
No, Virgin
Anegada?
Gorda St. Thomas is international. Virgin
Yes.
Gorda Anegada is domestic.
Domestic, right, yes. That's what I asked. Okay. And St. Thomas to Virgin Gorda is international as well. Okay. So do we have any fares to Antigua other than through Beef Island?
No, just the Beef Island.
Okay. So out of Beef Island, I have Beef Island to Antigua, Beef Island to Anegada, Beef Island to St. Thomas, Beef Island to Virgin Gorda.
Affirm.
Okay, and then from Anegada, we have Beef Island and Virgin Gorda. Is there a St. Thomas fare as well?
For Anegada to St. Thomas, yes.
Yes? All right. Go ahead when you're ready with that one. Sail fare.
Anegada to St. Thomas. It shows 168 and 30 cents.
Okay. And
one way, and round trip is $310.20.
okay, and the full fare.
$185.13.
And the return trip.
$341.22.
70, 60. Okay, and that's also international.
Yes, it is.
Now, on the Anegada to St. Thomas, are the same fees, like the departure fees and stuff, the same as they are at the Beef Island?
Yeah, leave them the same.
Leave them all the same? Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
What goes in? All right, and from St. Thomas to Anegada, the departure tax on that one is?
That fee we gave yesterday.
Yesterday, hang on, now I can grab it. Yesterday's fee, St. Thomas.
$7.
$10.
$10.
Okay, so now we have Anegada, Beef Island, Anegada, St. Thomas, Anegada, Virgin Gorda. Are we missing any now?
St. Thomas. That's everything for now.
Is everything for the fares?
Yes.
All right, so just to recap, to make sure we have the right ones. So Antigua to Beef Island is international,
Yes, it is.
and Beef Island Antigua is also international. Beef Island to Anegada is domestic. Beef Island St. Thomas is international. Beef Island Virgin Gorda is domestic. Beef Island to Anegada or Anegada to Beef Island is domestic. Anegada to St. Thomas is international. Anegada to Virgin Gorda is domestic. All of the St. Thomas routes are international. Virgin Gorda to Beef is domestic. Virgin Gorda to Anegada is domestic, and Virgin Gorda St. Thomas is international.
Yes.
Okay. We don't have the return fares for St. Thomas and Beef Island. And I don't have the full return fare on Beef Island to Anegada. So I'm missing a couple of fares. So we need those ones. So let's go with St. Thomas Beef Island. What are the return rates?
St. Thomas Beef Island S-Class, one way, is $130.90.
Okay, and the return?
$232.10.
232, so 116.05. Okay, and the full fare?
When you're doing that return, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was busy reading off of this thing.
Okay.
You're just cutting it in half where with the
Yes.
the YRTN. That one is which one?
That's the return fare.
Okay.
Okay. And so the full return is the full fare for St. Thomas Beef Island I have is 153.
For the full return?
Yes. No, for the full one way, 153.
Yeah.
And the return full is?
Actually, that sounds like what I gave you yesterday, so I would be the one that screwed that one up.
Okay.
That's showing Virgin Water St. Thomas. It's actually showing out of Beef Island as $143.99.
Okay. So for the one way?
Yeah, for the one way for the full fare.
143.93 or 99?
99.
Okay. And the return is?
$255.31.
127.66. Okay. So the sale, just to confirm, the sale St. Thomas Beef Island is 130.90 one way.
Affirm.
Okay. All right. So we have 4, and we need the return. I need the full return fare for Beef Island and Anegada.
Beef Island and Anegada, the white class for return. You said. Confirm.
Yes. Confirm.
$119.79.
Alrighty. Okay, so we have 4 on them all. So we have all of the fares are loaded. All of the prices are loaded now. Confirm. Next step is to load the flight. Oh, I need to load the flight schedule. Excuse me. And the flight schedule. 4. Now, when do you want to start your flight schedule in here? What do you want the start date to be?
Yesterday?
Yesterday?
No, that's all. We could probably go toward what? The beginning of November? Yeah, the beginning of November is fine.
Okay. And the current schedule you have now, do you know how far out you're running that? Like the same times? Do you have it set for any sort of end period?
Not currently.
No.
It's just moving concurrently right now. Like I said, next year, probably like around I'm looking at. I'm actually assuming right now. I think it's around April if schedules change.
Okay.
So
let's do March 31st for now. And
so we'll change it to coincide with that change for the Antigua flight at least.
Correct. Okay, so we'll go with November to the end of March for now, and then you can always move it ahead. Well, you'll always be moving it ahead anyhow. All right, so let's go with 8031. And that was Monday through Sunday. And it was scheduled on the 402 going from Beef Island to St. Thomas, I do believe.
Yes.
Yes. And it's 8 and 8:15, right? No, Anegada, sorry. 8031 is to Anegada. Anegada, and it was 8 o'clock departure with an 8:15 arrival. We're saving that. And we'll add the return of that of 8051, which is also on the 402. 7. And it's going into E, and it was leaving at 8:35 with an 8:50 arrival. Save it. So we'll build both of those now. So once you have in your route number, you got to remember to build your schedule. And all schedules have been built. I want to apply the allotment for sale. All right, so those ones are done. Build this one. And we'll put on our seats as well. Okay. All right, next schedule. Do you want to do 8461 on Friday and Saturday?
Yes.
8461. And is that on the 402 as well? Or whatever?
Actually, we use anyone, so.
But normally I need to build it with one. So which one do you want to build it against mostly? Would you use on this route?
The 1900.
1900.
The 1900.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And this is E2A. And we're leaving at 205, right?
Yes.
And a 1550 arrival. Okay, save. We're building that. All right. And we're applying this. And on the return, what would our flight number be coming from Antigua back?
8462.
8462. Friday, Saturday as well?
Yes.
Okay, with the 1900. Okay, and we're going from Antigua to Beef Island. And the departure time would be?
That time 1800 local.
Sure, and the arrival into Beef?
1915.
Okay. We're saving that. So we're building that one as well. Applying our seats. Okay, so now we have Beef and Antigua done. Next one.
And by pulling this one up. This Beef Island to Virgin Waters 8041.
8041. What days of the week?
Put it daily.
And that's Beef to Virgin Gorda. And the departure time would be?
Same time, 8 o'clock.
So does that flight go?
Yeah, it depends on the load. It would go to Virgin Water, then on to Anegada, and then back.
Okay,
to,
so
depends on what the loads are.
Okay, did you want to build that all as one flight or no? Do you want to keep it as two separate flights just in case, is it?
Keep it as two separate flights, just in
Okay,
case.
so still 8:15?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But if, okay,
And then,
Virgin
oh, you
Gorda.
were going to say something? I'm sorry.
I was going to say if I want to book from Virgin Gorda to Anegada though, I'm going to need a connecting time to get there, right? So it's going to have to show a
Yes.
connect. So, okay, we can line it up. We can line it up in a minute. Let's put it in first, and then we'll line it up. So the return flight from Virgin Gorda to Beef Island.
Excuse me. Skipping now. It's 8044.
402 as well. Okay. This is going from Virgin Gorda to Beef Island. And we're leaving at 8:35 as well.
Affirm.
And we're building both. Yes.
Departure times. You have the departure time. Is the actual departure times or departure from the terminal?
It's, well, this is the block time usually we're using here. It's up to you what you want to put in there.
Okay.
Terminal departure usually is what we're putting in. So door closing.
Terminal departure, you said, is what you're using?
Normally that's what we see used, yeah, but you can enter it however you wish.
No, because if it's terminal departure, I'm the one that just watched departure time and then watch the departure terminal. Because I'm watching the sheet.
Okay.
And the 8:35 is actually the departure time, but the terminal departure time is 8:30.
Okay, we'll change that then to 8:30 just to be.
So I'm the one that screwed those things up right there.
That's fine. So 8:30 and 8:45, and then it's obviously terminal arrival at 8:50, right? Or do you want to leave it 8:30, 8:50?
We got a terminal arrival time at 8:55.
8:55. Perfect. Alrighty. That'll update all of those anyhow. All right, so doing the same thing for this one here, for the Anegada to Beef Island.
Yes, Curtis.
Okay, perfect. 8:30, 8:30, 8:55. Confirm. Save. And the 8 o'clock and the 8:15, is that staying the same?
8 o'clock and 8:50. It's actually, it shows 7:45.
Okay. And 8:30?
And 8:20.
8:20?
8:20 as the terminal arrival time.
Okay, perfect. 8:20, yeah, 7:45, 8:20. No, that one's fine. 7:45, 8:20. Oh.
On the Antigua's, the 8461, that terminal departure time at 14:05 is correct.
Okay.
And actually the terminal arrival time is actually 16:20.
Oh, it's a nice congestion on the airfield.
It's a lovely airport to go into, and I'm sure you sense my sarcasm.
Is that the one that you fly in over the beach? Where the runway is right at the beach?
On one end it's at a beach, but you fly over the harbor to go in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking about. I've seen pictures of that one where you fly in over the harbor and land just beyond the beach. That is nice. So the 8462.
That departs the terminal at times 1745.
45 and terminal arrival of 1920.
Offer.
Okay, all right, so we have those ones sorted. All right, so now we have Anegada, Beef Island, Virgin Gorda, Anegada, St. Thomas flights we need. Okay. Do you have the St. Thomas schedule there?
Yeah, St. Thomas schedule. B file into St. Thomas, confirm.
Confirm.
Okay. B file in St. Thomas, flight number 8432.
Daily
Yes.
with the King Air or the 402?
Actually, all three.
Mostly.
Mostly the 402.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it on the 402 then. And we're adding Beef Island to St. Thomas. And we're leaving Beef Island at?
At time, terminal departure time at time 9 o'clock.
Okay. And the arrival on St. Thomas terminal?
9:30.
Okay. We're saving that. Schedule. Okay. And the return.
Return St. Thomas B file and terminal departure time 0945, and the flight number is 8431.
And the departure time is
45.
9:45, and the arrival
10:10.
confirmed. Let's see. Okay, all right. So we have to look at our fares. Do we have setup? We have a fare setup showing. We have Antigua to Beef Island return covered. Antigua Anegada to Beef Island, Anegada Beef Island return we have covered. Beef Island St. Thomas we have. Beef Island Virgin Gorda we have. Anegada we have. St. Thomas Virgin Gorda we don't have. And St. Thomas Anegada we don't have. Okay, so St. Thomas Virgin Gorda.
Let me see, guys. St. Thomas Virgin Water. Flight number 8435. And the same times, 9:45, 10:10.
And we have Virgin Gorda, St. Thomas would be 9 and 9:30.
Affirm.
84 flight number 84.
That's Virgin Water St. Thomas confirmed.
Yes, confirm.
Virgin Water St. Thomas flight number 8434.
34 and Virgin Gorda St. Thomas 9:30. Confirm, done. Okay. We're saving it. Okay, so now we need Anegada to St. Thomas. Is it the same times?
Yes.
Okay, just need the flight number.
And you got it to St. Thomas. The flight number is 8436.
436. Okay, it's Nevada, St. Thomas, 9:30. Save, and then we have St. Thomas and Agata, 8437.
Awesome. St. Thomas, yeah, 8437.
Mm-hmm. Missing one. Okay, you can see as I'm with this grid here, the gray head bar here, if you click on that, you can sort by flight number, or you can sort by departures and arrivals here. If you click on the two of them, alphabetical sorts. You can do sort by latest, by segments, alphabetical, by frequencies, obviously. And the date period. So I think we have all. Okay, I think we have all of the flights. Okay, so we have all of the flights entered. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, I have some flights missing, but I have to go through the schedule because the afternoon flights are missing, so I have to do them on a flight number.
Oh, okay. And you'll be able to complete that, I think. Confirm, Neville, you will be able to complete those ones?
It should be simple.
It should be, I think.
Just to add.
Yeah,
just to add the add and then build a schedule, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I just need to access the system because I'm actually still not getting on Central.
Okay, I'll have a quick look at that before we finish up here today to make sure I can get you on
No problem.
it. Show you how to get that going. Okay. And we have, okay, so we have flight schedules to November. Okay. We have seats completed. Yeah, fares, we have routes, allocations. We need to do the baggage setup that we did yesterday. So we're adding baggage, no, editing the baggage. We had a bag limit of 1. Charging $65 per piece on the extra piece with a low weight of 44 and a maximum of 50. Correct. Okay. Then we have we need to check the airports for connections. So Anegada to and we're putting Anegada in here as well. For the flights to Antigua, do you know how far in advance you have to send them the passenger list for the check-in system? Is it 42, 48, 72 hours, something like that. 24 hours maybe.
I think it's 24 hours.
24 hours. Okay. Can you get me the address to send that P&L over to?
I
The electronic address.
should be able to.
Yeah, if we
Let
can.
me make a call right now. Actually, I'm off.
Okay.
Let me make a call.
Craig,
Hello? Yes?
you was asking about the email address for Antigua.
Yes.
We normally send our lists of passengers to our handlers in Antigua, and then they in turn send it to the necessary persons there.
Okay, well we can do that, or we can send it directly. We can do either. We can send it directly to the ground handler, or we can send it directly to the system itself to load automatically. It's up to you how you wish to do it.
Talking about the system that you're using in Antigua.
Yeah, for Antigua, we can send a P&L direct for loading, or I can just send it to an email address. It's up to you how you wish to have it sent.
Well, right now, because I guess we have to talk because the system they're using is the airport system.
Right.
So they'll have to get that again for the airport.
Right. So we can still send it to the ground handler. That's not a problem. So they have a copy. But I can also send it directly to the airport system so that it's loaded and nobody has to actually manually load in the information.
Exactly.
So if I had the address for the Antigua system, there's usually a six letter address that the P&L would get sent to, and then I can also put in the email address. So if you want to give me the email address for your handlers there, that's fine. I can set that up now. And then we can put in the P&L address as soon as Melville gets it.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah. That leader, you have the email address.
For Express,
Sure.
Yes.
the email address for the handlers is expresshandlers
Mm-hmm.
at gmail.com.
And that's for Antigua, right?
Hey, Curtis,
Yes.
they're using Maestro.
They're using
So
Maestro?
we're currently in the app. Yeah, so they're currently trying to get a P&L address.
Okay,
And
perfect.
that would eliminate the middleman. So they're trying to get in contact right now with the IT gentleman for the airport.
Okay, as soon as you get that, just send it across to me, Neville, and I can put it in for you. Or
Yeah, because that's way easier than having it pass so many hands. They go straight to the airport.
it'll
And
go
then
straight
all
to
they
the
do is
airport.
when they check in. Yeah, when they check in, it just comes up.
Correct.
So they actually the airport is actually using Maestro.
Oh, that's fine. We've actually sent P&Ls to Antigua before for another carrier, so it's not a problem. All right, so all right, so that'll go, and we'll set it at 24 hours to go. P&L. And your code is V6, correct? Your IATA code?
V6.
V6. Do you want that to display with your flight numbers? I meant to ask you that earlier.
Yeah, we would like that to display.
Okay, all right. I'll load that in there now. Actually,
They're asking for your CETA address probably. That's why it seems like
I can get that. Just 1 second. CETA address that the P&L will be coming from will be on the P&L will be Tango October Victor India 1 Quebec.
confirm that's Tango, Oscar, Victor, India, Quebec.
Tango Oscar Victor India 1 Quebec.
Okay, cause I'm currently with our agent, the owner of the our handlers in Antigua,
Okay.
and she's currently on the phone trying to get the P&L code.
Okay, so once you have that, you can tell them that your P&L will be coming from that address. IATA baggage tags confirm.
Hey Curtis,
Yes.
we should get a call back between 5 to 10 minutes with the P&L code for
Okay,
Antigua.
that's good. Quite all right. And I'll just load the V6 to your flight numbers, and then we'll run through some questions here, and then I think we'll have to look at your session for the Citrix. Do you have an email address like reservations at VI Airlink or anything set up right now?
No, but we can set that up.
Yeah, if you could.
I can set up reservations at the
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll put it in there as reservations at viairlink.com. And the reason we use that is for you to have something to send your itineraries out from so people know where it's coming from. Copy of the manifest enabled. Always print the boarding pass, yes. Databases. Okay. Let's update the routes. Next month. Okay, save. Yes. Neville, do you have TeamViewer on your computer right now? The program TeamViewer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just 1 second. I'll start mine up. I'll get connected and fix your Citrix session and walk you through. I'll just load these V6s here.
Solid.
No worries. Go ahead with your partner ID. TeamViewer?
622-09-6019.
And the password?
Let's see. That's in the remote control, remote control.
It says, yeah, exactly. Allow remote control, your ID, and then password.
2783999805.
Okay, your ID. So now, no, it didn't take that one. So the password again?
2783999805. It's telling me this computer to device. I need to add it to trusted devices.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've used this one.
Oh, okay.
And device has been successfully added, so let's try again.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I'm on.
Okay, 2788.
No, 2783.
8399.
99805.
No.
Interesting. Give me let me
Mine is 533.
No, I'm gonna do it by your email.
Okay. All right, I'll just put my CMC ID. I'll just type my email address into the chat window on GoToMeeting, and you should see that there.
And it's showing offline. Yeah, I put that in what it says on Cortis -Surface 4.
Correct. Oh, 1 second now. 1 second. Oh, okay, it should be online now. They're coming online. Yep, okay. All right, I can sign in. Let me jump online here.
And which part? I gave you the partner ID.
Yeah, okay. I need the part. I
let
need
me
the
give
partner. Yeah, give me the partner ID and the password.
Okay, the partner ID is 2783999805.
Okay, and the password?
Password 459 Foxtrot Romeo Hotel.
459 Foxtrot Romeo Hotel. 2783999805. Connection cannot, either your partner isn't connected to the internet or your partner's TeamViewer isn't running yet. Start the team viewer. Okay, let's try it again. It says you're not connected to team viewer, that's why it's not coming through.
Let's see what's going on. It's showing I'm online.
Let's try again. Oh, well. Oh, it still says you're not connected. Oh, I know. Got it. Accept. Now maybe I have it. Remote control.
Now it shows you online.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, there we go.
Now we're in this.
Okay. All right. So going here, we'll go Amelia Porta portal. Analysis.ca. Yeah, Airlink 1. And the password is capital WELCOME 1. This computer. Okay, sure, one second. Okay. Always open files of this type. Okay. There we go. Let's begin. Permit all access. Alright, so NEVILLEGRPASSWORD 1. And you're in. Okay, so going back, just to make sure we cover. Alright. So when the download, the Citrix connector file comes up there, I have it set now, so you should be okay. It should load every time. So we just return to log on. So everybody will use one of those VI Airlink to get in here. Log in.
Yeah, and then the download, you can set it to auto download.
Correct,
right?
yes. You download
The auto
it.
open, sorry, not auto open.
Set it to auto open, yes, that's correct.
Every time you download, so you don't have to keep hitting open.
Correct.
Right.
And it's, yeah, so, yeah, now it's set to auto. Everything is fine now, so you're good. All right, so you're good to continue on there now. Everything is set, ready to go. Yep, okay, everything is good to go there. I'll disconnect. All right, so that's perfect. All right then, is there any other questions, anybody?
Not right now.
Okay.
I missed quite a bit. This is novel because
Yeah.
that where was the internet was bad, but I know that you have the recording, so anything else I can go back and double check and redo it.
Well, that's what I'll do. I'll send the recording.
Yeah.
I'll get it ready there to post. I'll hopefully have it posted before the end of the day so you guys can have it. And I have a couple of other documents I want to put in that email to you as well this evening. So I'll get that out to you today. And if there's anything, guys, don't feel free to email me. You can email me that address, Neville, when you get it from Antigua. And
Yeah, as soon as they give me a call, I'll email you the address.
For sure. Yes.
Because it eliminates the middleman, and it should just be there one time. And
it eliminates the middleman. I'll double check the APIS stuff, the file, and make sure it's all there. And we will.
I actually emailed you what format customs you wanted for the APIS. So
I saw the email, so I'll take a look and see if that's the one we have. I'm sure we have it here somewhere. I'll just get the name and point you back to it.
I would be highly surprised you don't, especially with so much Canadian operators crossing the border.
Yes, so it's there. I'll just find it and I'll send you the name of the one to write to use to get the information. And yeah, if there's any questions, guys, over the next couple of days, if you'd like to, so you're aiming for November 1, I understand, to go live with this?
Yes.
All right, so if there's any questions or anything between now and then, I'm around for the next couple of weeks. I have no travel plans. So, reach out to me if we need to do another call next week. Sure, by all means, I'll arrange time and we'll do a call, another session like we've done today and last there on Tuesday. Basically, whenever you need right now to get yourselves up and running and cut over here. And I will get one of my contacts at Hanair to reach out to you guys and speak to you about that whole GDS piece.
That would be greatly appreciated because I know that GDS piece really is a good value to us.
Sounds like it's a very valuable component there for you. So I will definitely get one of my buddies over there to reach out to you and have some discussions. And
another question, do you have any contacts in terms of the API connection?
With who? I do have one. I have one with Travel Fusion.
I know you mentioned Travel Fusion. What about Expedia?
Expedia has to go through Sabre, and I don't have any
okay.
because it has to go through Sabre.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone.
Yes. Expedia has to go through Sabre. Yes, it has to go through Sabre, okay, unfortunately. But okay.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Corey.
Thanks very much for your time, guys. I know it takes a lot out of your day to be dedicated to watching pretty much a guy jumping around on a screen for 4 or 5 hours, but I really do appreciate it. And if there's anything I can do to help you in the next couple of weeks, by all means, let me know.
No, we thank you very much, and of course, we'll be bugging you.
That's great. I hope to hear from you, actually. Alrighty. Well, have a good day, guys, and we'll be in touch.
All right, have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's it.